From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Thursday, January 12th, 2023. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. The city of Rapid City reports it received $393.5 million from building permits in 2022, issuing more than 2,000 building permits for both residential and commercial spaces. The top permit for the year was valued at $61 million and went to the Rapid City area schools for construction at South Middle School. Other high-value permits for 2022 went to Monument Health's Rehab and Critical Care Hospital, an addition at the Cathedral of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, and the Radiant Apartments on Racine Street. There were 24 permits issued for apartment buildings last year, totaling 172 units. A Rapid City woman has pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide. Amy Rose has the story.
A Rapid City woman pleaded guilty this week to vehicular homicide. 28-year-old Juanita Wolf reached a plea agreement with the state in which 4 of the 5 charges against her were dropped. Wolf was driving a 2005 Jeep Cherokee west of Box Elder in April of 2021 when she lost control and caused a crash that killed her passenger, Ty Brownotter. Court document indicates Wolf's blood alcohol content at the time of the crash was 0.124. She faces up to 15 years in prison when sentenced on February 13th.
A Rapid City restaurant has been honored by the South Dakota Retailers Association for the work they do in the community. Fork Reel Cafe was presented with the group's Community Service Award, which is handed out every year to organizations from across the state that do more than just give back to their communities. Fork Reel Cafe was selected for its Pay What You Can plan and how it has helped encourage community engagement among people of all backgrounds. The Pay What You Can method of the restaurant works by giving diners 3 ways to cover their meal. They can either pay for the actual value of the meal, volunteer at the restaurant in exchange for a meal, or they can purchase a token to help pay for someone else's meal. In national and international news, the U.S. inflation report for December, being released this morning, could provide another welcome sign that the worst bout of spiking prices in 4 decades is steadily weakening. Or it could suggest that inflation remains persistent enough to require tougher action by the Federal Reserve. Most economists foresee the more optimistic scenario. They think December marked another month in which inflation, though still uncomfortably high, showed signs of cooling. Analysts have predicted that consumer prices rose 6.5% in December compared with a year earlier. That would be down from the 7.1% in November and well below the 40-year high of 9.1% in June. More classified documents have been discovered in President Joe Biden's former offices. Amy Rose has the details.
President Joe Biden's legal team has discovered additional documents containing classification markings. The revelation comes days after an attorney for the president said Biden's lawyers had discovered a small number of classified documents at his former office space in Washington. A person who spoke to reporters says the legal team found the additional material at a second location. That person would not say when or where the material was found or provide specific details about the level of classification of the documents.
Now the latest on the war in Ukraine. The fate of a devastated salt mining town in eastern Ukraine is hanging in the balance. Ukraine says its forces are holding out against a furious Russian onslaught in one of the fiercest and bloodiest recent ground battles of the nearly 11-month-long war. Soledar is under heavy shelling by Russian forces using jets, mortars, and rockets. Ukraine's deputy defense minister on Wednesday denied Russian claims that Soledar had fallen. In an apparent recognition of battlefield setbacks, Russia's defense ministry announced the replacement of the head of Russian forces in Ukraine. The former chief was demoted to deputy after 3 months on the job, signaling that President Vladimir Putin wasn't fully satisfied with his performance. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Mostly sunny today and 41. Low tonight, 27. And that was your Daily Slice for Thursday, January 12th, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great day.